My name is Ernie Goodwin. I'm the Director of Athletics for the Amity Regional School District.
All right, Ernie, tell us why you're doing this project.
So our last construction was back in the 1990s. Our track was 20 years old, needed to be repaired, resurfaced. We have a regular sod field that was routinely muddy that we could only play football on. So we were looking to upgrade the track, the field, and our lighting system.
Consider other options besides the post-tension concrete?
We did. We actually originally had an asphalt track, and it did serve its purpose at 20 years, but we had some issues with sinkholes and other things, and being in New England, it just makes sense to do the post-tension concrete, not only for the warranty, but just the lifespan of the track is what we decided on.
Tell me about the experience working with the Classic Turf team, if you would.
So this is our second project with Classic Turf. We did our post-tension concrete tennis courts about 4 or 5 years ago, and they were excellent in there. We routinely are asked to run state championships for tennis, so it was a natural fit when they were working with field turf as well.
One more time on the last one, we just had too much noise.
So this is our second stint with Classic Turf. We also did our post-tension concrete tennis courts about 5 years ago, which came out exceptional. The CIAC loves to run their state championships. They came out so great. So it was a great fit when they worked with field turf, who we were also looking to do the turf field with. And so that's where we became with Classic Turf.
Maybe you've touched on this already, but how is this new track facility going to improve your school and the whole community, really?
So we are actually the last school in Durg A and Durg B in Connecticut, district reference group. We're the last school in the state to have a synthetic field. So we made it a priority. We were really behind the times as far as our stadium. So doing this project really puts us at the forefront. Track and field has been a real source of pride for us. And so having a track facility like this will allow us to run some championship events, which we love to do.
All right, and that kind of leads right into what would make this project a success for you?
So running state championships, SCC, our league championships, having a facility that is first class is always at the priority of our district. We pride ourselves on trying to give our kids the best experience and the best facilities, and having this project completed will do that.
Awesome. Anything else you got in mind, or? No, that's good. Okay. Any final things you want to add? Just like your plug for Classic Turf.
Sure. So Classic Turf has been a great partner in this project. Meeting with them and their expertise. We have a lot of people that ask a lot of questions in our district, and Ryan has been great in coming in, answering all their questions, showing them specs, doing whatever it takes to get the project so that everybody understands why we're doing it, what we're doing, and how it's going to benefit our district.
Would you say that they make it as easy as possible? And if you could say that, can you say that?
Absolutely. Ryan routinely is available when we're doing the construction to answer any questions that we have. So it's been a great partnership so far.
Awesome. And so you're talking to me.
Right. My name is Ryan with Classic Turf Company. I'm the Director of Sales, and we are at Amity High School in Woodbridge, Connecticut, pouring out the first half of their new post-tension concrete running track.
What are you doing here for them?
So we're building their new track and field facility here, utilizing post-tension concrete in lieu of asphalt for their running track. That is going to result in a 20-year structural warranty against cracking, heaving, or settling, which is unheard of if you try to build a running track with asphalt these days.
All right. Can you kind of take us through give us a brief description of the process?
Sure. So they had an existing running track and field here. It was a natural grass field and an asphalt running track that was approximately 20 years old. They did have some failing issues on the track, and they wanted to convert their natural grass field to a synthetic grass field so that they can utilize more field time and less downtime because of the natural field. So through the course of this project, we removed the existing natural grass field, removed the existing synthetic running track and asphalt, regraded the base, installed the dynamic stone base for the field, and now we're in the process of building the base, the post-tension concrete base for the new running track.
Okay, and then what's the next step?
Once the concrete base is installed, the field will continue to be constructed. Once that is complete, we will then install the synthetic track surfacing on top of the running track oval and field event areas.
All right, can you tell me what the steps that are happening today?
So today we're placing the concrete slab.
So tell me, like, really granular, like the trucks come and dump into the pump, which, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay, so we've got our ready mix supplier delivering the concrete to the job site. Each truck will discharge into the hopper of the large pump truck you see behind me. That pump truck will place the concrete from the air exactly where all of our guys need the concrete to go. We're utilizing a remote controlled laser screed machine to place the concrete slab. That machine is talking to the lasers that we have set up at various locations around the site to control the smoothness and the planarity of the concrete that's getting installed.
Okay, what are those the guys that are sort of skimming around?
The guys that you see riding around on the concrete finishing machines are giving this concrete what's called a smooth troweled finish. We want this concrete slab to be as smooth as possible so that it will allow or accept our synthetic track surfacing at a later point in time.
Okay, but tell me in more detail about the automatic screed machine.
So that laser screed machine you see out there, it does help us save on labor costs, and it leaves little room for error. Because it is talking to our lasers, it knows exactly where it is, and it knows exactly the height of the finish of the concrete. So it makes a perfect pass every time, and it's going to pitch the concrete exactly in the direction that we want the concrete to be pitched.
Okay, well, talk about the post-tension a little bit.
So once this concrete is placed, we will come back in approximately 2 days. This concrete will be installed. We will then come back and strip the formwork off and do a partial stress on all the cables. Then approximately 7 to 10 days later, when the concrete has reached the proper strength, we will then do a final stress on all these cables when the slab will be completely stressed, the cable ends will be cut, the holes at the edge of the slab will be grouted, and those cables should never have to be accessed again. And now we've got a post-tension concrete track with continuous cables all the way around it. So it results in a 100% post-tension concrete track in its entirety out there for the school.
Okay. Yeah.
So typically if a new asphalt running track is installed, feedback that we're hearing these days is it's approximately 4 to 8 years before there's some type of cracking, heaving, or settling that occurs in that asphalt base. What we're doing here is we're producing a post-tension concrete track. This track will result in the owner getting a 20-year structural warranty against cracking, heaving, and settling. Now, asphalt tracks ordinarily get reconstructed completely, meaning the removal of all the existing asphalt, reinstallation of new asphalt, and reinstallation of new synthetic track surfacing. Now with a post-tension track, that process is reduced to merely a resurfacing of the existing track in the future, or the removal of the existing synthetic track surface from the post-tension concrete base and the reinstallation of that track surface, as opposed to a complete reconstruction of the running track.
Go for it. Okay. John, the first thing is if you can just take us through the process step by step.
Ready?
Yep.
First step for this project was the existing asphalt track was removed. The base was regraded. Size of this track changed some. After the grading was complete, formwork and the post-tensioning cables were installed, followed by placing of the concrete, which is what we're doing today. The concrete is going to cure for about 7 days. At that point, the final stressing will be done on all the cabling. Once the stressing is complete, the synthetic field is going to get installed. Carpet will be installed. During that same time, We're going to be installing site concrete, sidewalks, perimeter fencing around this post-tension track. And then once all that is done, the final track surfacing will be installed.
All right. Can you take me through a very granular, like today? Tell me about the trucks arrive and dump into the hopper, like at that level of detail.
Right. So today we're pouring the slab. We're going to pour the track out in 2 days. Trucks are coming at about 70 yards an hour. There's a concrete pump truck set up in the middle of the field. Concrete's placed with a laser screed to tolerance about an 1/8 inch and 10 feet. And then it's finished with the riding machines that you see. Those riding machines are opening the top of the floor up, finishing it to the consistency that we want the concrete to be finished at, so for the installation of the surfacing.
Okay. When we come back next time, what are we going to see on a level of detail like that?
So next time, the site concrete, there's sidewalks that are going around this whole track with a 4-foot tall perimeter fencing is the next step, followed by the finished track surfacing, which is, yeah.
And how does that surface get applied?
The track surface that's being installed here is made from recycled truck tires. It's a rubber mat that comes in roll form. It's adhered down to the concrete, and then a pore sealer and 2 coats of a structural spray, a wearing course we call it, will be sprayed on top of that base mat.
Tell me about the surface installation one more time.
The surface installation is made up of a recycled truck tires, roll form rubber, SPR rubber mat. It's adhered down to the concrete. And on top of that rubber mat gets 2 coats of a structural spray, which is, we call the wearing course that the runners will run on.
What are the most important considerations when evaluating a track for reconstruction and replacement?
So when we look at existing tracks, we're looking for mainly structural issues in the asphalt base. And when an asphalt track has structural issues, you will see structural cracking reflecting through the track surface. At that point in time, our recommendation is always to replace or reconstruct the track. We're building all our tracks with post-tension. They're really considered the forever track. They're going to last longer than all of us. When asphalt starts cracking, it continues to crack. And no matter what you do, you won't be able to fix it permanently. And these track surfaces are very costly. So to just simply resurface a track that has structural problems within the asphalt base is just not cost effective for the owner.
How did the selection of post-tension concrete accomplish the owner's goals for this project? I mean, you kind of talked about that, but maybe just one more time.
So 5 or 6 years ago, we constructed 8 post-tension tennis courts for the same school district. They were thrilled with the results. They understand the benefits of post-tension compared to asphalt. And when they approached us and told us they were reconstructing their track, we made them aware that there is technology using post-tension, and they were all for it due to the 20-year warranty and the success that they've had with their tennis courts.